So we just left Annapolis Royal, and we are on the old
military road.
The old military road,
right?
Yeah,
which was from Annapolis Royal to Halifax, and it supposedly would save 30% of the mileage from Halifax through Windsor to the Annapolis Valley. So it was to be a straight road. Well, of course, as you can see, it's not really straight.
Well, they might have had a few rocks to go around here.
They had lots of rocks. These ones on the side of the road, they were here when they put this through. So after a little bit here, we're going to come to an interesting little spot. There's a little lake here. It's Gibbons Lake. Gibbons Lake.
Gibbons Lake.
Gibbons.
Yeah.
Or Gibson. I'm sorry, Gibson Lake. And
okay.
I used to come here to Gibson Lake as a young teenager, where I was a counselor at a camp, and it was an Anglican youth camp, and it was called St. Anne's. It's still here, but it's been moved to the other side of the lake. So what we're going to see here after a bit, I suspect, is some old trailers sitting on the site.
Yeah.
So I was a counselor here, I believe, for 4 years, and I also at the same time was doing Mockingjay Lake. But here, there was a church very close to the site, and we all, as counselors, had to partake in the service. So you had a sermon one day, and the next day you read particular parts of the scripture, and that was always kind of fun. So you had to walk to the church, which wasn't very far away.
So introduce yourself.
David Demo, sorry.
Yeah. And
again today.
And was there any civilization, or is this camp just in the woods?
Just in the woods.
So we got no power poles. We got nothing.
No,
so
nothing.
this camp had no power or anything.
No, nothing.
Nothing.
No.
Okay.
No. And the funny thing about this camp is my mom and dad thought that it started on Sunday. So since Dad had the bakery on Saturday, Sunday was perfect, and they brought me here, and there was nobody here. The place was all locked up. Well, what are we going to do? Oh, I don't know. I guess it must not start till Monday. Well, I can't bring you here Monday. I got to open the shop. We come to an agreement that I would stay here and maybe sleep underneath one of the buildings that I could see where there's holes.
Yeah.
Somebody showed up.
Yeah. So
I managed to break into the canteen, and I slept overnight in my sleeping bag in the canteen. And of course, there was lots to eat there.
Yeah.
Because the canteen had the tuck shop is what it was called. There was lots of chocolate bars and potato chips and that sort of thing, pop. So that's what I survived on until people started to show up 24 hours later. And
so what year was this now?
Well,
David?
this would be, I think I came down here from 61, 62, 63, 64.
Yeah.
Because I left Windsor in 66, so the timing has to be that like that.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. We had swimming, of course, and we played the kids played baseball, and we had arts and craft, and there was badminton and a few other little things. There was a croquet set and stuff like that. And there had been a mill on the site, so there was a very large sawdust pile, and the kids had some cardboard, and they were allowed to, under our supervision, go up on top of it and slide down right into the lake.
Oh yeah.
That was a lot of fun for the kids. We all really enjoyed that. So that's probably about all I can say.
Wait, can you tell me when was this road? I know they never ever did complete it, but
yeah,
it was. Do you remember? Was it 1800 something? I think mid 1800s, wasn't it?
I actually forget.
Yeah,
we would have to check.
I'll put it in the text beside it here. We've got. What's the name of that? What's the name of that book? I got it here.
Joan Dawson is the writer of a book, and the book is on Lost Roads of Nova Scotia. It's a wonderful book, and this, where we are today, is included in this book.
So she has basically our reference point for being able to find stuff. Although you knew it, you knew this stuff before.
Yes, before the book came out.
Before she wrote the book.
That's correct.
So,
yeah, long before. Yeah.
So I am an expert at finding people and robbing their brains. And David doesn't know it, but he's telling me where all the good fishing spots are. And,
yes.
That's what happens when you can find these old guys kicking around, rob their brains.
Do you remember any of those places I showed you?
Oh, I'm not going to forget not one. But we're not talking about that on this. So you're being recorded right now.
Especially up in the Leominster area. Yeah. I know all the good spots up there. Yeah, I do.
Anyway, you guys got a good feel for what this old Annapolis Royal Road, right?
Yes.
The British Annapolis Royal Road.
Yes.
It gives you kind of a feel. There's a little fishing boat right there. Look at that now. Isn't that beautiful?
Is that nice?
I don't know.
That is absolutely handsome.
Yeah, look at that. It's gorgeous coming down through a little waterfall right there, actually.
Yes, I see that. There's foam piled